Police confirming 27-year-old Officer Jamieson Ritter was shot and killed overnight. This is not the way to start a holiday. They're up against enough, this police department.
A day that is normally spent honoring democracy and freedom in this country. We're spending this way. It is now 4:11 now, and joining us now to talk more about this is Cleveland City Council President Blaine Griffin. Councilman Griffin, President Griffin, thank you so much for coming in today. I guess my first question to you is your reaction to what we are hearing today.
Well, first of all, my prayers go out to the family. These unfortunate incidents really bring a community together. I've heard from police officers, I've heard from the chief. I first got the first call from the mayor at very early in the morning, in the middle of the night. I've heard from Senator Brown, Senator Sherrod Brown. I've heard from activists who have lost children to police shootings to say, what can they do? So the unfortunate circumstance of this shooting, but everybody is grieving for this family.
Police officers, you say you've talked to police officers, you talked to police officials. How are they handling this?
Well, it's like they lost a family member. It's almost like if you would lose Miss Paul, like, you know, somebody who you work with, who you spend a lot of time with, you get to know them personally. I've actually seen this gentleman before, and he's a 3rd district officer in the area that I serve. So, you know, people know him. This is a person who people actually have a relationship with, and people are really saddened by it right now.
The City Council, of course, on summer break. I know you have a meeting on Monday. I guess your only meeting of this summer as a whole. As City Council President, how do you expect the council to address this issue on Monday?
First and foremost, our meeting is Wednesday, but what I will tell you is that this is the time of year that Cleveland City Council is even more in touch with the community. We're actually out there walking in the neighborhoods. The council person in that area, Stephanie House, has already been walking that neighborhood and knocking on doors and talking to the residents. So this is actually the time of the year where we get to go out and really interact with the people. And I will tell you that right now, we need to reassure our community that we stand behind our police force, our law enforcement, and that we're going to do everything we can to make sure that this family is protected through this process, as well as making sure that our community stands together.
Of course, every case is different, but I don't need to tell you, President Griffin, this reinforces a perception that a lot of people have that Cleveland is a violent city. What do you say to people who are saying that tonight?
Well, I can't get into the details of the case, but one of the things that you would learn is that a lot of the suspects and the victims in a lot of these cases don't always live in the city of Cleveland. Cleveland's borders are not they're invisible borders. So, you know, the reason that they were looking for this gentleman is because of something that he did in another suburb.
Right.
So, quite frankly, you know, everybody looks at, is Cleveland a violent city? Well, I could tell you that, you know, it wasn't some people that were living in that neighborhood. The people that live in that neighborhood, and most of the people that live in Cleveland, are good citizens that do the right thing every day.
Let me ask you about this. There's some 50,000 people coming downtown tonight for the big fireworks display. What do you want people to know about safety in downtown Cleveland?
They're safe. Our men and women do everything that they can, just like Officer Ritter did, to try to serve and protect our community. Everybody is going to put every mechanism in place to make sure that our community is safe, and that's what we have to do as elected officials. Not always send out the dog whistles and not always tell everybody that the sky is falling. We have to tell people that we're going to do everything we can to keep this community safe.
What can citizens do today and as we go forward to support Cleveland Police?
Today, right now, it's important to support this family and make sure that we offer our condolences, but also recognize that his comrades, his people who he worked with every day, his fellow officers, are mourning. So when you see them, give them a hello, say something to them, say something positive, tell them you appreciate their service. Really try to uplift them today and really try to make sure that we lift their morale, because they're really going through a tough time and they still have to go out there, like you said, and protect 50,000 people and, quite frankly, 365,000 people in the city of Cleveland every day.
And again, I know you spoke to the mayor, you mentioned a moment ago. What did he say specifically to you, if you could tell us?
Well, the mayor was very upset. I mean, you know, this is another officer that he's lost while he's been mayor. But I would tell you that not only the mayor, the chief, the safety director, the commander of the district, all of my colleagues, I've talked to the safety chair, Mike Polensic, Stephanie House, the council person of record. We're all mourning. We're all suffering. This is one of our family members. These are people who we rely on, who we work with, who we have personal relationships every day to serve this great city of Cleveland. And that's why these type of moments, as unfortunate as they are, bring our community together.
Cleveland City Council President Blaine Griffin, we thank you so much for coming in on a holiday.
Thank you.
Please thank your wife for me as well for letting you come out.
I sure will.
And
thank you.
You go back to your day.
Appreciate
it.